evening, everyone. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out to coming out to this event this evening, not only for Diana Gonzalez and her family, but also for the hundreds and thousands of victims and survivors of domestic violence across the world. I, in particular, am a survivor of domestic violence. It was only a couple days ago that it would have been a year since I've broken away from my abuser. I was with him for 3 years, and during those 3 years, I endured physical, emotional, mental, and financial abuse. And during that time, he threatened me. He told me he was going to kill me. He threatened that if I were to be with anyone else, that he would find him too, and he would kill him too. He did so many different things to me that you would think that how would you have came out of your relationship and wanting to talk about it. 10 months ago, I started to break the silence against domestic violence, and that was probably the best decision I've ever made. Break the silence is my therapy. It has helped me deal with everything that I had to go through. I still get flashbacks of the time where I was strangled. He suffocated me. He tied my hands and legs behind my back and put a pillow over my face and said I was going to die. He would tell me that he was going to kill me. Time and time again, he'd say that he would bury me alive and that no one would be able to find me. And the reason why I share my story to each and every one of you is because it could happen to anyone. No one knew what I was going through when I went through my relationship. My mom didn't know what I was going through when I was going through my relationship. I was Miss San Diego. I did pageants since I was 16 years old, but I always had to keep a smile on my face so people wouldn't know the real abuse that was happening behind closed doors. Now, when people think of domestic violence, they think that, okay, you're going to get into this relationship with a crazy person. You're going to know right then and there in the beginning of the relationship that he's crazy. For me, it wasn't like that, and for many of victims worldwide, it isn't like that. I met my ex-boyfriend 3 years ago, and it started off great. He was nice, he was fun, and he was the person, and is the person that everyone wants to be around. People don't realize that the person that was choking me, suffocating me, and telling me that he was going to kill me is the same person that's a club promoter downtown, and that everyone wants to be around him because he's so great. When people know that this person is actually the person that did everything to me, they actually question me. Are you sure he did that to you? Oh, he's a good person. I don't think he would do that to you. I don't think he's capable of anything that you're saying. And actually questioning me that my life was almost lost because of this person, but you guys are thinking on his side. So from the great relationship that it started off to be, it turned verbally abusive. He would say that I was ugly, that I was fat, that no one was going to love me, I was going to be alone for the rest of my life, that I have no choice but to be with him. Then it turned physical. He got really comfortable with me and started choking me. I never had bruises around my neck, but he did bite my face once, to the point where my flesh was going to come off of my face. And in return, his response to that reaction was, you know, I have anger issues. Oh, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, I love you. And so I believed him. Each and every time, for 3 years, I believed him that he wouldn't do it again. And the last straw was October of this past year. I actually broke away and haven't talked to him since. But in July of this past year, so a couple months ago, he broke the restraining order that I do have on him. He showed up somewhere that I was working out at a gym. I understand it's a public place, but he was there standing and waiting for me, just staring at me. And if I wasn't with someone to protect me, who would have said that he wouldn't have walked outside and followed me? People wouldn't have thought that this man that would just make it jokingly to, throw me over his shoulder and kidnap me and take me somewhere. They probably would think it was a joke, because that's happened before. He's kidnapped me from my work and taken me to his house, locked the doors, turned the lights off, threw my phone away, and no one knew where I was at until he was ready to let me go. So the reason why I'm here is to let you guys know that domestic violence can happen to anyone. It said that 1 in 4 women will become a victim of domestic violence in her lifetime, and now it's shown that 1 in 3 women will become a victim of domestic violence in her lifetime. And for men, domestic violence happens to men as well. It's about 1 in 4 men will become a victim of domestic violence in her lifetime. We need to relearn what healthy and unhealthy relationships are. Jealousy, controlling, aggression, those are not healthy relationship qualities. People need to reevaluate those qualities because that turns into violence. I'm not saying everyone that is controlling is violent, but my ex-boyfriend was violent and controlling and told me who I can and cannot talk to. You shouldn't talk to your family, they're brainwashing you, but in reality, he was brainwashing me. So again, I thank each and every one of you for coming here today to support this amazing cause. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I'm here to support your family. I tell your story, Diana's story, every time I speak. It's a story that I can't even put to words. And I'm so incredibly sorry for your loss, but my heart and my movement supports your family in anything that you guys need, because I'm doing this for Diana. Thank you.